You are very lucky to see today's program, because after reading this content, you will know how to keep more money than before. If you search for this kind of information online, a lot will pop up for you to use your best efforts to earn money advice, but that's not what you're looking for, right? Albert Einstein once said, "The most difficult thing in the world for me to understand is income tax." Rich people hire very expensive accountants to help them minimize the tax they pay. As long as you study hard and understand this field, continuously accumulate experience and skills, it can accelerate the growth of your wealth. So take out your little notebook and start taking notes on your road to wealth. Sooner or later, this knowledge will come in handy. Of course, this is not financial advice. It's just that through our observations of rich people over the years, discover the tools they will use to grow their wealth. This information is summarized by us. Very useful content for you, so listen carefully. If you like our content, remember to like and subscribe to our Stacking Opportunities. 15 ways to help the rich pay minimum taxes. Let's start now. First of all, for investment, unless there is any special purpose, rich people don't sit on large amounts of cash from a tax perspective. The golden rule is to use no tax on reinvested profits. If your company expected to earn $5 million in profits before the end of the financial year, you can take this $5 million, reinvest in the company to promote the further development of the company. Then you do not have to pay taxes on the $5 million. This is what makes how to grow your company quickly. As the owner of this business, your net worth will continue to soar, but you basically don't have to pay taxes. Second, all your food, clothing, housing, and transportation belong to the company. The second golden rule of tax optimization is deduct everything that can be deducted. The principle of doing this is, as long as it's what the business needs to run its business, money spent on these things is not taxed. Do you want to buy yourself a new car? The company also needs a car. Then, in the name of the company, use the company's assets to buy it. That way, you still have access to it because it's what you need to run your business. Below, we list some things that rich people deduct from their taxes. For example, all technological products such as hardware and software, laptops, smartphones, miscellaneous, they are all business needs. Business travel, hotels and air tickets are required for business travel. Home office accommodation and equipment like online health insurance costs. Even eating out is a deductible expense. The more deductions you can make, the less income you have to pay tax on. Third, move to an area with favorable tax or even no tax. People often underestimate move to an area with tax benefits. What impact did this have on your life? But actually, this method has been around since a long time ago. You can move to Monaco, Cayman Islands, or Bahamas to become a resident there because these countries have no income tax. They won't ask you to pay taxes on the money you make. But there is also a problem. That means it's expensive to move there. This is why rich people gain in life. Reasons for unique advantages. The cost of living in Monaco is horribly high, but that can't stop the rich people's enthusiasm. The fourth, love registering a company overseas. This is what Facebook, Google, and Apple do to Ireland's very friendly tax policies. For businesses, they all set up companies there. These companies own intellectual property. An American company, an annual license fee needs to be paid to the Irish company to continue developing and selling products in the United States. This is for these American companies. Created a sum that can be legal expenses to be deducted through this strategy. They withdraw funds from the United States and transfer to Ireland, and in Ireland, they end up paying only 1% tax. If we optimize it further, you do not even have to pay the 1% tax if you are in a low-income tax country. You can create a company locally servicing your US subsidiaries and issue invoices for it. This way, you can minimize tax burden in the United States. Very large companies like tech giants would rather pay a penalty than pay the tax in full. Think about it carefully. isn't a fine just for doing something wrong. Taxes to be paid, and taxes are for doing the right thing. And had to pay the penalty. Fifth, charitable donation. The fifth rule of taxation: money donated to charity is tax deductible. This is why every rich man runs some type of fund, but of course, they always have excuses in their mouths. We operate funds because the state cannot manage money well at all. Countless lessons have proven this, so instead of giving all the money to the government, let them do whatever they want, it's better to create a charity fund yourself. This will ensure your money can have a positive impact on society. But this interesting thing is, even those tax-free funds, there will also be deductions. Cost their operation, it also requires a certain material foundation. You can even donate to a charitable fund you own. Donate land, vehicles, and other types of assets. This also counts as a charitable donation. And as head of a charity, you can still use that vehicle in name only, vehicles that have been donated. Sixth, they do not receive a salary but receive equity. Just like Beyoncé said, "Pay me with equity." There are two reasons for this. Over time, shares will continue to increase in value. Second, as long as you don't sell your shares, you don't have to pay tax. This is Elon Musk's secret to getting rich quickly. You may not believe it. Elon Musk's annual salary, between $0 and $23,000. Yes, this is Elon as Tesla CEO. Money earned every year, based on company performance. Elon also gets newly issued shares. As we all know, Tesla is a public company. With the rapid development of the company, their net worth is also exploding. This is how Elon became the richest man in the world. Seventh, buying art. This is a secret that only the rich will know. Art trading is the last large unregulated market. If you buy a piece of art, the money spent will be counted as an expense. As we said before, most expenses can be deducted from taxable income. Let's say you made $1 million this year. You decide to spend this money on a $1 million painting, because your expenses are equal to your income. So the taxable income is zero. You own 3 years have passed. The painting you have now, the value has risen to $6 million. That's what the professional appraisers say anyway, but you won't sell it, but decided to donate it to a museum? Or a better option is to donate to your art foundation. This means you get a $6 million tax exemption. Assume you still make $1 million a year. Then you saved an additional $5 million in tax-free income. And these are all legal, and you can do it again if you want. Suppose you decide, painting sold for $6 million, then you made a profit of $5 million. Then this part of the income usually needs to be taxed, right? But once again, the government sides with the super rich. Help again, if you take all these, the money you get from selling paintings, all $6 million was used to buy art, and then all the profits obtained from this transaction. No need to pay any taxes. That's why rich people reasons to be addicted to buying art. Multiple nationalities without a fixed place of residence. This is probably the most difficult thing to understand, but when it comes to paying taxes, people all over the world have succeeded. I have practiced this method in your country of residence, your home country. You have to pay taxes, but what if you don't have a so-called motherland? Although rich people's assets are spread all over the world, many super rich people choose the path without a so-called motherland. When various agencies ask them to provide proof of address, they will serve them in Hobton, Thailand. Proof of address for property owned due to language barrier. And the government won't look into this matter in detail. I just took it over in one stroke. They will not be asked to provide further information. Others will buy a large yacht and make it their principal residence. Today, you are on the coast of Monaco, run to international waters in the second year. If you go up there, you still don't have to pay taxes, of course. Although we recommend that you can obtain multiple nationalities at the same time, so you can enjoy the benefits of a multinational passport, but we also think completely disconnected from all national networks. Not a long-term solution. 9th, give the money away. Do you not need to pay tax on gifts you give to others? Isn't it crazy? Although the value of this gift has its upper limit. That's $15,000 if the value of the gift is less than $15,000. You don't need to file with the IRS. This will be directly classified as a tax-exempt item. You might be thinking this is so cool, but this show is about the really rich people. And how do they optimize taxable income to obtain maximum benefits? $15,000 is barely enough to buy a Rolex. That's indeed what happened. $15,000 alone may not sound like a lot, but there is still a lot of room for maneuver as of 2021. In the United States, as long as the value of each gift is less than $15,000, lifetime gift deduction is capped at $11.7 million and $11.7 million United States dollars tax exemption limit. The wealth it brings is a lot of money. How many Rolexes can I buy? 10th, cryptocurrency holder. Cryptocurrencies are changing the entire game rules of wealth transfer and wealth security. You can even put $1 billion now, put in a small thing, put in pocket, then fly to Singapore with it. This is really amazing. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum are already subject to strict regulation. Many measures have been taken around the world to ensure their transparency. Store these by putting. The virtual currency wallet is bound to the individual. To make sure everyone pays their dues, by the way, in most countries, cryptocurrency only 10% tax is levied on sales profits. Considering the continued appreciation of virtual currencies in the industry, this is still an investment that offers a higher rate of return than many other assets. If you want to learn more about Bitcoin, you can open our playlist for Golden Rooster. Search related content, quick start with Bitcoin, let you understand everything clearly. Bitcoin is completely legal. It will always exist. But its development potential does not stop there. The rise of blockchain has set the stage for another type of technology known as privacy coins, paving the way for new tech currency. They can exchange, storage, and transmission completely anonymously. Privacy coins are not illegal. However, its legality is still subject to jurisdictions. The most popular among them are Monero, Dash, and Zcash. Their creed is, as long as the money you make is legal, then you can spend money freely. Your transactions should not be regulated by any party. 11. You have no money, but you have assets that you can borrow money from. Let's talk about it below. Why most rich people are super rich, but no cash. If you want to withdraw cash from your business, then you need to pay taxes on this money, so rich people choose never to withdraw their money, just held in the form of stocks and assets. But there will always be times when you need to use cash. This is your relationship with the bank. Time to make a difference. Rich people will walk into the bank and say, look, I own a lot of things, such as automobile, asset, stocks, and so on. I can get cash if necessary, so please grant me a loan. Banks look at their portfolios and ensure that those rich people need money when they need it. You can get it right away. Technically speaking, they just got a loan. Money that is not their own. So they don't have to pay taxes on it either. As long as you can pay it back in time, that's fine. If these are through the name of the company rather than operating in the name of an individual. That kind of cooperative and mutually beneficial relationship can last a long time. 12th, filing for bankruptcy. Filing for bankruptcy is expensive, tedious, and complex work. But if you are super rich and you know how to overcome these difficulties, that's another story. The process is like this. Suppose you are a very good lawyer. Annual salary $250,000. You own a house worth $1 million and have tried every means to save another $1 million. You plan to do business, so you decide to buy an office building for $10 million. Because office buildings will make you a lot of money. You go to the bank and put your $1 million as a down payment. Then you got a $9 million loan. Then I bought an office building. A year later, the epidemic suddenly struck. All your tenants have moved out. You still owe the bank $9 million. Worse, the building you bought is now only worth $5 million because it's a seller's market now. No one wants to buy an office building because if the office building is held in the name of a company. Our attorneys can file for bankruptcy now, although the office building cannot be saved. It will definitely be taken away by the bank. And it will be difficult for him to cooperate with the bank again. But at least bankruptcy law wouldn't let the bank seize his house or take a commission from his salary. There is a difference between poverty and bankruptcy. Rich people can go bankrupt. This means that, theoretically, their net worth may be $0, even negative, but they will never become poor. And if you don't need a bank, you can also pay all in cash. This financial loss is also. You can also get tax relief. This means until the amount of money you lose is reached, many years to come, you don't have to pay taxes on your income. No. 13. Make your yacht your second home. There is a very interesting phenomenon about taxation. That's why the government loves homeowners the most, for those rich people who like to spend money. The government hates it with all its teeth. I wish I could tax these people who go to Versailles every day. In fact, the topic of taxing the rich is on the internet. It's all overflowing. So how do rich people cope? They use yachts as their second homes to get better tax rates. In the end, there's nothing wrong with saying that. When they went on vacation to Mykonos in the summer, indeed, the yacht is used as a vacation home. As long as there is room to sleep on the ship, able to cook and have a toilet. The IRS can treat the boat as a second residence. And the same goes for RVs. But now, how many super rich people will buy RVs? 14. Use trusts to avoid inheritance taxes. There is an interesting saying among the rich that is, a person does not know that he should be grateful. He won't feel it until he starts paying taxes on it. Some troubles. Only the extremely rich deserve to enjoy it. For example, if you are rich and wait until you die, the government will take action on the wealth you leave to your children. Imposition of taxes of up to 45%. It's called inheritance tax. By the way, there is another important piece of information here in the United States. Worth over $11.7 million, he is considered a rich man. No inheritance tax will be charged below this amount. In other words, relatively speaking, it is much lower. $11.7 million to the average person, probably a lot of money. But we live in a world of billionaires. In our lifetime, there is even a chance to see the emergence of trillionaires, rich people then.